will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive.
You're on mute, Deshaun.
You're on mute, Deshaun. Come off mute.
Mute, but that's all right. Technical difficulties. We are your hosts. Welcome to the Daily Chop. This is 438 in the house. We got Breezy and we got my man, Mr. International, Steve B. What's up with y'all, man? Y'all ready? We ready to hit this bitch running.
We ready.
All hands on deck. Well, guys, y'all know what this is. We like to welcome everybody first by saying, please like, share, and subscribe. First and foremost, it's free. Wipe your feet off when you come in our house. Guys, we talked offline. We touched on a bunch of subjects, but we're going to talk on a topic that I think we should start with first. I'm going to bring it up to the stage, and we're going to talk about the Heisman race. We know some comments were made about Hunter. Some people took it sideways. Some people took it to the left. Genty kind of rebuttal, but it wasn't nothing either way. I don't take nothing from it. I don't think nothing Travis said was out of line. I just think he's making an argument. But we're looking at history on both sides. You got to look at Travis's number of snaps, the production that he's producing on the offensive and defensive side. Then you look at where Genty is doing. He's facing a record that hasn't been broken or even damaged or even approached in about 37 or 40, almost 40 years. I want to get you guys' opinions. Anybody can fire off now on who do you see as the leader between these two, and then get your additional other 2 or 3 candidates that you see right now.
For me, I'm gonna go with Genty. You get what I'm saying? Very simple record, hasn't been broken in almost 20-some years. You get what I'm saying? But to even approach that right now, he's averaging 200 yards a game, which is unheard of in this day of college football. I take nothing from Travis Hunter. You know, he playing both sides of the ball. He playing very well. Do that from running back position when it's so pass heavy these days. It's something that you can't just not. And I might go to Genty.
That's what's up. What you got, Breezy?
Shit, I mean, both of them having a good season. Both, historic, like you said. Mm-hmm. But you gotta give it to Hunter, man. Come on, bro. He's special, bro. He's the best player in college football right now. You feel me? I gotta give it to him. You feel me? That's it. I like what the running back doing, but ain't nobody doing what Hunter doing. You feel me?
Okay. All right. Steve, you want to touch in on it? Give us a little bit in depth.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I just want to read something off to you. Mm-hmm. Webster's Dictionary of Fatigue, a state of exhaustion or weariness caused by labor, exertion, or stress. I think this applies in multiple ways. I'm just happy we don't have a fucking quarterback at the top of this shit, man. This shit gets old every year. See mediocre quarterbacks win this trophy and go on to the league and do nothing, right? Obviously, I think these are the best 2 guys. I think Genty should get the trophy. However, I think if Travis continues his trajectory, he's going to win it based on the fact he's going to have more high marquee games. I don't see a lot of folks like yourself, Deshaun, staying up to watch Boise State play UNLV at 10:30 p.m. at night. Folks ain't doing that. They're not going to watch and tune in Boise State. They're just going to go ahead and see the bottom of the ticker to see if he's breaking records and how many yards he rushed. But Travis is box office, and that's the reason why I think he's going to get that final vote and win out there in New York.
Yeah, I think it's optics here. Travis has more of the spotlight. More of the networks watch Colorado over Boise State, so you got more of the eyes, especially with both of them being West Coast universities. You're not going to get an opportunity to really see Genty unless you tune in on a Friday night. But what he's doing, and you have to imagine what Barry Sanders did, 37 touchdowns in the season, and Genty is still, 20 touchdowns off. Just the touchdown record alone. I think Travis you're going to have to look at more than stats, because if you look at the last primary defensive player to play to win the Heisman, which was Woodson, I think he had 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and then like 231 yards receiving. So he really didn't have the offensive impact, but in big games. So if you want to measure the impact of Woodson at the time to what Hunter is doing, the impact Hunter is having is a lot more, because his production on the offensive side is greater than what Woodson's was. The one thing I would like to see that we've never seen a DB, primarily a wide receiver, outside of Smith recently at Alabama, is a return man. Any receiver that's ever been in the ranking, they either put up ungodly, insane numbers, or they damn were return men. Like Tim Brown, he won it off of all-purpose yards. He had only 800 yards receiving, but he had so many other things he was doing: running, receiving, kicking, kick return, punt return. So, that may be something Travis may have to do just to separate himself just slightly a little bit more. But yeah, I could see it where Travis will get it simply, he has a lot of the backing. But we can go ahead and transition. We'll talk about a little bit about the update that just dropped today for NCAA 25. If anybody has paid attention, they updated the uniforms. I was recently watching a video and I didn't see everything, but I know that they fixed some things with the coverages. For fans that's watching, the Heritage uniforms are officially in the game.
Yes, sir.
The rankings were higher and we were officially winning, and the process there. But as far as the game itself, they cleaned up a lot of shit on the defense and the coverages and some of the stuff there. I'm looking for them to fix some shit with the damn playbooks and do some more things there. But yeah, you guys got anything you interested in seeing them add to the game while we're discussing the additions and the updates?
When it comes to the game, update the player ratings to more accurate. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Some players on Florida State team is rated a little bit too high on the football field. Let's make it more accurate now. You get like, hey,
yeah,
he should be in the field, but we gonna keep it. You feel me?
Yeah.
Hey, Deshaun, what's our overall?
What's our overall? Shit. I know. Let's put it this way: the highest rated player on the roster right now is an 89. I think that's it, and that's Zaire. That's the highest rated player. Everybody else is 88s and then down. 88s, mid-level, down. There is no. But yeah, man, it's bad. We all know that, but we're gonna get on that segment when we get to FSU. I will add something I like to see a little bit more. There's some plays left out of a lot of formations in the playbooks. A lot of formation in plays that I like to see in that go-go that we'll touch on later too. It's some shit in the Alabama playbook that's left off. It's a lot of other stuff, even in the option kind of shit that's left off that I would like to see. But man, we could go ahead and transition unless anybody got anything else they want to add. One more thing on the NCAA. Everybody good?
Yeah, I'm with you on the playbook part, though.
Yeah, there's so much shit. There's other formations that they haven't even added and even begun to touch on. But we're going to transition into a historical moment that was made a few nights ago, where we haven't seen this since baseball. Was it Griffey Sr. and Griffey Jr.?
Your kids,
yeah, we've had historical father-son dynamic in sports, but never at the same era, same time. You get to see the young come in. So I'm not the biggest Bron fan, but I can acknowledge when you see history and keep that shit a bean. Seeing that, it was an epic moment to see father and son walk on the court together, and you see one generation transitioning in as another generation prepares to transition out. But I want to gauge you guys' feeling, man. What the hell y'all got? What y'all got? Your opinions on this shit.
As far as LeBron, I'm not really such a big Bron fan, but as far as the situation with him and Bronny, man, his history being made, as far as a black man, I couldn't be more proud of him. You know what I mean? He opened up a lot of doors for his sons, allowed for the moment for him to spend time with his son, especially with LeBron. He giving so much to the game, and that way he's able to continue the game he loved by playing with his son. So it's a big moment, as far as for black people, and as far as just for LeBron James in general, it's a big win, so it's something I'm proud of.
That's what's up. About you, Breeze?
I'm gonna be honest with you, son. That nigga ass, bro. Bro. He should have never got beat, in my opinion. I feel like there's better players that could have got an opportunity, but you feel me? I feel you on that 438. You know
I think is though, Breeze. Look, he was the 56th pick, so it's 54, 55 more motherfuckers got a chance.
Yeah, that's true. That's true,
like
man.
He was the first pick. You get what I'm saying? He was like the 56th pick, so you got 55 more motherfuckers ahead of him. You know what I mean? So
how much did he average in college?
Ooh. Shit, he averaged less than 5 points a game, I believe, and he shot like 30-something%. So now we know the argument was bullshit that we heard a lot coming up into the months. He of course he had the health issues, which we understand that part, but it's the excuses that were made in that area was bullshit in my opinion. I'll be honest about it. We're gonna just be the part with the father-son dynamic is one thing, but if we're gonna argue should he be in the league or should he have gotten drafted when you had more reputable fucking players in the that got left off and are sitting here trying to fight for a roster spot, I can understand. Yeah, that it was a little bit of nepotism there, but hey, you see nepotism all the time. Shit.
Nepotism.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? I won't argue that part. That's one thing I won't do. I won't argue nepotism, especially when it comes from our community, because we don't have a lot of opportunities for that shit. Yep. We're always, we always seem to be on the bad or the fucked up end of that sometimes. So it's nice to see it in that dynamic. But Steve, you've been quiet. What you got?
I love it, man. To be honest, the NBA is going to win regardless because it's such a polarizing story. Either way, whether you love it or hate it, you're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Not only is nepotism involved, which we understand, but helping his kid earn a bag. I mean, his kid's in Nike commercials as well with him. His kid was in that other commercial with the Fruity Pebbles and all that, like the Beats commercial, teach a man how to fish, right? So from that concept, I get it, but we can go back and forth on if he's deserving or not. There's so many guys that were drafted high that have been drafted high in the league that haven't been shit. Arguably this year's number one pick, I don't think he's any good. What were his numbers? We had guys that been drafted off of mediocre numbers in high school and got drafted and went to the league and ended up doing nothing as well.
Yeah.
So I think the Lakers are going to they're going to babysit this situation. They're going to go ahead and have him, and this is a long-term play. He's not going to be productive if that for a couple of years. Maybe he'll get some G League opportunities, but in terms of highlighting this for the beginning of the season, TNT on primetime, I thought it was smooth, man. And history's made, and it's not going to be done again, bro.
Yeah.
I look at it.
Yeah, if Giannis' little brother in the league, he ass is.
Oh yeah, he ass.
Yeah,
Hey, both them niggas ass, man.
Yeah. Now you keeping it a bean there, man, with the Giannis shit, because it's not like we haven't seen this shit before with certain siblings that's been ass, and if I don't have no problem with Bronny being in, we can have an argument about the draft status. But as far as him being in the league, it's no problem, especially when you got that sorry ass Antetokounmpo in the league. And we've seen a lot of other mid. I'm like, shit, we could throw Doc Rivers' son out there. Shit.
Jones do it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, bro.
Jerry Jones do
it. It is what it is, bro. But shit, we ain't gonna rush this thing, but we're gonna transition. And we're just gonna, before we get into our side of the river, we're gonna talk a little bit about the possible imminent thing that's coming. Belt the ass. We've been on the end in history of we've been on the end of some ass whoopings, and we've given out our share of ass whoopings. Gauging the fan base. There's a little hope, so I won't be here and be doom and gloom, but I'm gonna be realistic about it. This shit ain't looking good, and it looks a little, it looks like belt the ass is imminent. We got an ass whooping coming. It doesn't mean we can't show up, but I'm not gonna have no wishful thinking. But shoot, man, y'all got opinions, man. Everybody just chop it up and share your shit.
Deshaun, man, I think we're gonna get belt the ass. You get what I'm saying? Like it's offense too high power. I believe now we can upset them because they have to beat the best part of our team, which is our secondary.
Exactly.
So I believe if we can kind of force Cam into a sort of game like Cal, we not Cal. Coming back. They go down 25 against us. We're not going to let them come back. So I'm not so optimistic, like, we're going to get blowed out. I think if them boys ain't showed up all year, I think for this game right here, everybody going to show up for this game right here because it's the money game. You fight, can redeem yourself. Farmer, them boys can make some money. The secondary most definitely can money. So I believe they ain't show up all year. I believe they show up for this game. I'm not saying we upset them, but I believe we don't get blowed out like everybody think.
Okay. All right. What you got, Breeze?
I'm gonna be honest with you. If Mike on that bullshit, we about to get our ass whooped, bro. I ain't listen.
Yeah.
That fucking offense, bro. If that offense ain't rolling, bro, we're gonna get smoked.
Yeah.
Mike got to be on his game. Play calling wise, the O-line got to play, and niggas got to catch the ball, bro. We can't keep leaving points on the board because we're going to drop the rock, bro. You feel me? But, I mean, I don't know. I ain't really got no expectations for the game. I'm going to be honest with you, son. That shit.
Yeah. I ain't got no expectations.
Yeah, that shit is what it is. When you won at 6, man.
Shit, expectations is fucking gone at this point. I mean, at this point, man, the only expectations we really have is just get the fuck through the season. That's it. I mean, I'm just being honest. Man, we got to get through this shit, man. But I don't see, the only thing I say, we just breaking down, just talking about the game. You know, Miami Max protects at times, and then they already have a good, decent line, but they don't hesitate to do that. And they'll max protect their tight ends, and I'm worried about the run game. If you see us struggling with Boston College, if you see us have issues stopping Georgia Tech running the ball, I mean, we had instances even in the Duke game where we had some issues at times stopping the run. You got a battering ram, if not two battering rams, with an offensive line that you got to face on the road, man. I'm looking at us getting ready to get out of that damn shit pushed in for real. But what you got, Steve, man? You ain't been able to chop it up on this yet.
Man, bro, I don't even know what to say. I know you guys hate Miami as much as anybody, but you know that shit personal for me. Me being from down there, me going to the game. You know, I really thought it'd be 4 years in a row. I think the streak ends this year. You know, there's no such thing as a formidable loss or keeping a prideful loss or anything like that. But I think that's what I've always said. But I think in this situation, man, if you get beat by a score, you're happy. You can take that. If they run it up and they have the opportunity to run it up, they will run it up. Mario's looking for a statement win. Their schedule hasn't provided them that yet. What better way to do that at home and possibly their only sellout of the season, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, the Miami fan base and the fans down there is just like snowball effect, man. That snowball starts going down the hill. It gets bigger and bigger. And now all of a sudden, everybody's a Miami fan. Everybody loves Cam Ward. Everybody loves this and that. And it's all farce, man. But if you play well, you still come back home with the frustration of where the hell has this been? You played well against a top 10 opponent. Where has this been all year? If you lose and you get blown out, you're not surprised. If you go ahead and win the game, you might possibly save a coach or two's job, which we can probably talk about later on. But what does a win, like 438 says, you know, if they do pull it off, what does that look like? What does that do for the fan base's expectations? Does that further your frustration? We don't know.
That's true. The thing that's fucked up about this, man, and I'm just going to be candidly honest, is the weaknesses that Miami has, and they do have weaknesses, we can't even fucking exploit. Yeah. Like, we said this shit going into the season that everybody knew that their secondary was very questionable. But we can't even exploit that shit because the situation we're in offensively. And that's what's fucked up. We can't even compete. It doesn't look like we can even compete or exploit exactly where they're weak and where everybody else week in and week out has been able to cook them on, because we can't throw the fucking football consistently or catch it.
I catch it. Because we leave a lot of points on the board in every game.
Exactly.
Passes.
Exactly. Do the drop passes. I'm like, we all know we'll get ready to transition into that shit and we can go in and flow into it because it hit right on point. Just going into this shit right here. This is what we're talking about right now, and I think this is where we'll put a lot of our time talking into just this first episode. The logo matters. Its logo matters. We're talking about what's going on and what we're seeing. And the first thing you just said, 438, was about drop passes and the egregiousness of a lot of these drop passes. We can go back to the Kyle Morlock drops. You know, he killed us on touchdown drives that were in, these are scores. And then the Duke game. Pretty ass pass helping a true freshman out make a beautiful NFL throw.
Can't catch the ball, bitch. 30 years old.
And you drop the motherfucker. You drop it. So, man, I'm going to get into this question because that's one of the biggest things. We got issues going on at Florida State. So let's start with the wide receiver room with the drops. I'll go with what I have to say is if you're a wide receiver, your job first and primarily foremost is to run routes, catch the fucking football. Blocking is secondary. But it seems that it's always being pushed that blocking is an emphasis over receptions, receiving and catching the ball, and running clean fucking routes. We're not Nebraska of the 90s. We're not an option team. So why do receivers' focus have to be blocking primarily first? And then if that's your emphasis, what have we seen this year when we throw screens? Our receivers not doing what? Fucking blocking. It's bullshit. But y'all go ahead, man. I just want to put it on that. So that's my thing with Dugans. That's my biggest issue with him.
I think Dugans just getting free money. In my personal opinion, receivers can't catch, receivers can't block. So he was he got a lot of blocks. So this shit ain't doing neither. So basically, he just there. He just there. You get receivers can't catch a cold butt naked running in Alaska. We got bricks for hands. Even if Mike finally do decide to scheme up a play that's wide open, we already know the success rate of that's going to be 40.
Under 50%. Yeah, under 50 fucking percent. You're right.
They're going to drop the ball. Like nobody teaching, precision catches, catch with your hands. Everything is body catches. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? It's like we don't create no separation. We don't even run no drag routes, no middle of the field routes. No, everything is either go ball or a comeback route. Our route tree is so simple. And that's based on coaching.
Yeah. I think that's because we run choice routes. So remember we had that discussion in the space. We was talking about choice routes. And if the receivers don't understand what they're reading to run what route, that's why you get what you get. And they typically are going to run the routes you just named because they're not reading the safety of the corner or whatever their key is to tell them what route, determine what route they're running. And if they're not on page with the quarterback, that's why you're having problems too. It's just, it's all fucked up, but y'all go ahead, man. Keep it on.
I mean, shit, I've been saying this shit since the offseason, bro. Our wide receivers don't got no bag. Ron Dugans don't teach them nothing. Yeah. Like, the receivers not even stemming their routes. They don't got no release. There's no separation at the top of the route. Like, bro, you gotta go, bro. I've been saying this shit, but we got FSU fans that think he doing a good job. But honestly, I don't know, man. They say he teach them to block, but them boys can't even block. So they can't catch the ball, they can't block, they can't run routes. What are we doing?
True. I see this here. I'm gonna speak before you go, Steve. Realistic Canes fan. He said Mike's gonna scheme the running backs open because Guidry continues to put Malnoa in coverage. Man, Realistic Kane, you being
what the fuck Mike gonna do, son?
No, but he's being 100. But that speaks to a point of what we can't or what we're not going to be able to exploit. That is an obvious weakness. That was a weakness for them last year, and it's still a weakness. But do you see us throwing to the tight ends? And when we were, they were being dropped by Morlock. The last game, we didn't even run the shit. We didn't even throw to the tight ends across the middle.
Actually, Landon Thomas,
we didn't even see him. So I don't get that part, but go ahead, Steve.
Chime in two ways. And Realistic Canes fan, thanks for chiming in. I think Malgo was a great player. I think he'll probably play on Sundays.
He's playing on Sunday.
Can he cover in space at the NFL level? Probably not, but he can definitely come down here and smack some shit. So him as a backer. Outside of that, man, I think everybody's point is good. I really want to hone in on what Breezy said in terms of no one's got a bag. Breezy knows better because he knows there's receivers that have a bag that can get open, that can stem at the route, that can stack you, they're just not on
the I'm not doing none of that, son.
Yeah.
Bro, look at them routes, bro.
Like after dropping that pass, after he dropped that pass, Elijah Moore should have been in the game immediately. Like, what else you got to lose at this point? You got a fifth-year senior drop a pass that was basically walked to him in the end zone. You can't beat that. Like, put the young receivers in the game and ride with them, man. The ones who really got a bag, the twitchy YNs, put them in the game. Stop putting old washed up players in. He had 5 years, man. 5 years in football is a fucking eternity.
Yeah.
Well, to join on that too, if you put Wayne and Elijah and these younger guys in here, So what Duspan and Williamson and Portier gonna get mad? What you gonna do? Can't redshirt now. What you want to do? You want to jump in the portal? Yeah, let's see how long that list is. Let's see if they're knocking down the door to come get you. They're not. So what do you have to lose?
True.
Force their hand. Look, the position isn't there on the film and in the stats. So not to play stat man, but the stats ain't there. The production's not there on film. We're gonna have to go youth movement. At this point, the logo matters, as you like to say, and the importance of what this program is going to be the next few years is what's most important. This year's we punted on this. It's over with. And there's nothing Portier can help you do to win games this year, or Williamson or Span. But give me somebody who can help me win some games this year. Give me hope for next year. And those three guys in it.
Exactly.
And I'm not even gonna say his name. This is the last time. I don't know. Look, we're doing this once a week. It's the last time I'm saying that man's name. He don't even deserve for me to speak about him, bro. That Bronny, that man look like the Bronny logo on them paper towels you see at Publix and stuff. That man needs to be a lumberjack. You don't need to be no football player, bro.
No, motherfucker need to be somewhere doing cybersecurity or some shit. Passes and shit. Nah, go on, your ass on you married. Go on, live your fucking life. Same thing.
Some Wrangler jeans and a nice flannel shirt and get your line stepping and line dancing somewhere.
Yeah,
but
I
this
agree with that.
And all right here depends on a lot for Mike to see do Mike really respect the logo or not, man. You get what I'm saying? Like today, this is a rivalry game. You have robbed us from the excitement that we usually have for the game, the anticipation, all that for this game. So if Mike don't get in this bag and he continue to give us same old bullshit ass Mike, at this point, I'm really advocating for Mike shouldn't be here. I really don't think he respect the logo.
Yeah,
I really don't think it's a lot of coaches on the staff that don't respect the logo. They don't respect the house that Bobby built, the house that Jimbo remodeled. They don't respect it. And the logo matters more than any person name. The logo matters more than the buyout. And the logo is worth toilet paper right now. So what you continue to keep letting the logo get shitted on, the praise up, and you do prop up, prop up Mike. We throwing Atkins under the bus. When a real coach, help his man's out. Okay, I understand the offensive line struggling. I understand we can't do this right. I understand this is not the strength of the offensive line. So I'm going to call players to help you. To get some continuity going between the quarterback and the offensive line. The benefit things. I'm going to move the pocket a little bit. I'm going to call this run. Matter of fact, I figure the offensive line we're not good at pulling. I'm going to run downhill more. I'm going to help my offensive line coach out. That's what a good head coach do, especially when you're the one calling the plays. You don't leave them out there to dry. Then you got other sites throwing them under the bus. Like, hey, he the one who recruiting the best for you, Atkins. So you gonna keep throwing them under the bus?
You know what? Yeah, you got a question. Let me speak real quick on that, just to touch on something you said, 438. And I'll keep it short. He's not only hurting Atkins, but we've already documented, and it's known that he's even hurt his DC. We already know his DC runs a bend but don't break. That's 20 to the 20. But you put him in situations where he doesn't have the full amount of the field that he's designed the defense to take away. So you're constantly putting the defense in shitty situations also with fucked up play calling. Fucked up personnel. There's too many. We already talked about this after the Georgia Tech game. Too many goddamn rotations. You bringing people and you're not allowing Toafili to get a fucking rhythm. You constantly bringing running backs in and out, shuffling. What are we doing? This shit is not G5. But go ahead, Steve.
I think a lot of this is necessary, man. Sometimes you just got to pull the Band-Aid off and go from there. Like, I think there's a certain window in which if this season would have ended at 9-3 or 8-4, you bring a majority of these guys back. But what's the purpose of extending a staff that we know is not going to get it done at the highest level or contend for national championship year in year out? Sometimes you got to burn this shit down and destroy and rebuild. So in a way, it's not that I'm rooting for the logo to lose or for us to lose. I'm never going to do that. But I think their performance is solidified where they're going to go. And I think a lot of them know they're dead men walking. The thing about it is, are you still coaching as hard as you can? Are you still giving these kids that you recruited, quote unquote, everything that you promised them when you know you're going to get fired? That speaks to the character of a man. Some might be some coaches that are still giving it their all, win one for the Gipper. And there might be some that just going through the motions.
Yeah.
We saw what that looked like in 2017 from the head coaching level.
It says the O-line gave us time versus Clemson. The issue is a lack of reliable pass catchers, and that falls on Dugas and Mike. I can agree. Two things can be true. That's a fact. They give us time periodically, but it's also like the sun shines on the dog's ass every now and then. I mean, we've seen inconsistency with this line going all the way back. We can say going all the way back to Jimbo. We've already discussed this numerous times. But what we're seeing not only just this year, even last year when we went 13-1 and in the 10-3 season, there was still inconsistencies. And the biggest question marks with the offensive line is the two things: it's development and strength and conditioning. You have to ask those questions, because are they just big for nothing? Are they football strong? Because a lot of times you're seeing guys that are redshirt sophomores. If they're not sitting the bench, they're playing, but they're still getting their ass whooped by guys that's in classes younger. If you watch that Clemson game, and this is just my opinion, I think Dabo took it fucking easy on us.
He
I
did.
think he really did. It's
He
just
did.
my opinion. I think they chose to run the ball because they knew, just like Duke, we ain't got to do shit. Why we don't have to do them like that. I'm not gonna do Bobby like that. I'm about to break this record right now. We already here. It's a home game for them. We already gonna put belt to ass without even having to do what we actually could do. This could have been a 59-3 type game, but I think that Clemson took they kind of put the brakes on some of that shit and took it easy. So when we talk about the offensive line versus their defensive line, I think they pretty much just coasted to that win. That's just my opinion, though. I think Dabo really did just cut us some slack because he, out of respect, I think where the early years when Mike was here, it was Dabo was on another type time, especially after that COVID shit and stuff. But you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Realistic Kane, I see you in there. Yes, it's on YouTube also. The Daily Chop. Just look it up on YouTube, and everyone, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. But as we continue on talking about this, I don't have to bring that diagram back up to the stage. We can discuss this Atkins situation because we have to talk about, is it development as the issue at the offensive line and his key position? Is it recruiting? Or is it strength and conditioning? We can go in depth there. I mean, we can ask this question about strength conditioning overall. I think there is an issue there that a lot of people don't want to acknowledge. I think it's bullshit. Just my opinion, but I think there are some questions that need to be had when we talk about overall strength of the team. You can talk about some specifics about the players that went to the NFL last year, but a lot of those players also went and worked out with their own personal trainers going up into the draft. So their performances ain't solely on Storms and the strength staff. Some of that is their own doing, because anybody that knows ball know these kids, if they really about working and getting to that next level, what are they doing? They're going to the league. I mean, they're going to their own trainer and they're developing in the off season, not just with the program, but with their own people.
Yeah, they basically, like a Johnny Wilson, I know for a fact he worked outside of the program on route supposed to work on some things. You get what I'm saying? And as far as like the Atkins situation and most of the as far as like development, like Verse was a grown man. Like a lot of people like to try, but Verse was a grown man coming to Florida State. You know what I'm saying? Verse could have went anywhere and he still would have been Jerry. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like the people that we develop, homegrown players, there's really no physical development. Like look at Patrick Payton. You get what I'm saying? Patrick Payton is still a slim, chubby type of dude. He's not physically fit. Our offensive linemen are just chubby. So that's strength and conditioning. The injuries we have, the soft tissue injuries, that's strength and conditioning. So now you have to look at the strength and conditioning coach, which is Josh Storms. Last year I was screaming built by Storms, which I've been was saying that shit was weak. The Duke game showed you that. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people forget that Duke was pushing us around in the first half.
Yeah,
like they was running the ball down our throat. We forget about that. You know what I'm saying? We give a lot of credit to the 13-1 team, but with Jordan Travis masked a lot of that bullshit.
Yeah.
Even the 10-3 season, think about it, we didn't really have a ranked win in the 10-3 game. In the 10-3 season, think about the Florida game. Jordan Travis worked motherfucking magic.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So Jordan Travis masked a lot of bullshit that Mike was doing in the offensive line, a lot of problems the offensive line had. And they didn't fix none of the problems again this year. They just thought, okay, add problems by a game manager quarterback till we can eventually get the talent that we need. But I just think Mike is when it comes to far as like recruiting wise, I don't think he's all in when it comes to recruiting. I think he's one of the guys who just he's gonna hit or he gonna live or die in the portal. He not. And this is what you're gonna get with Mike as your head coach.
Yeah.
Because if he was a recruiter, since he was recruiting heavy, right, even somewhat to elite level since he's been here, the drop off wouldn't have been that type of bad. It wouldn't have went 1-6.
What about you boys? You got something, Breezy, Steve?
Shit, I mean, talking about the Atkins shit, it's all three. Recruitment, development, I mean, come on. Who is he putting in the league? Since his time he's been here, who is he putting in the league? Who is he really recruited? We got a 5-star sitting on the bench, bro. We got tackles playing guard. We moving guards to tackle. Like, bro. Bro, negative 2 yards going into the fourth quarter. What was that? About 2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
After that game, I was done with him. I'm gonna be honest with you, son. That shit garbage, bro. Yeah. People talk about, oh, we gotta keep him because he's gonna keep the recruits. You're just about to keep. All right, okay, hold on. Shit.
No, go on and get it off, man.
So, okay,
I don't want to call him.
Shoot it.
On Saturday, who was the most productive part on Saturday? Who was the most productive? The passing game or the running game? On Saturday, we had 100 yards rushing.
Yeah.
162 now.
Yeah.
Man, listen, man.
But when you won the game, what did you do good against them? Who came back? I'm not all on Atkins. I'm not an Atkins, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, we know that.
Can't put all the blame on Atkins.
No, I get you.
His offensive line came. It's more so. Hey, if my offensive line struggling as a coach, I need to go the right plays to help benefit my whole team.
I get what you're saying. You basically cater and tailor the offense to your personnel. If you don't have those kind of linemen to do these type of plays, or you don't have this, then you need to run more quick game, or you need to stop pulling and run more wide zone or duo and run downhill and execute. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
A lot of short, speedy route receivers. I'm not going to keep sending them down the field. Let's run some drag routes.
Yeah.
You got Jaylen Brown. He's fast as hell. Get him in the open space. You can't. None of our route receivers get in the open space. They can get in the open field. We run nothing. We don't scheme up anything like that. It's either straight, option route, deep. That's it. That's the whole passing tree.
That's what's up. What you got, Steve?
I would probably bet my mortgage on if Atkins leaves. Obviously, we know Breezy's going to sleep even better at night. If Atkins were to leave and bring another coach in, if the guys that I think that you keep stay, we're going to really be upset. If you think you're upset now on October 24th, you'll be more upset next year around September because you'll be like, damn, these guys were in the room. What happened? That's when we talk about development. Yeah. Now, obviously, this was ranked the 3rd offensive line in the country going into the season based on over 7,500 snaps in their career and things like that. That's cool. But you're getting rid of all this trash, bro. I do think you're going to have Washington that gets drafted probably lower rounds. But yeah, man, ain't going to make no impact at the next level. Everybody else is going to be a regular guy, right? Yeah. When you bring Simmons in, I believe in him. I believe in Otto. I believe in Rizzy, what you're going to get from Rizzy. Yeah. I even have some hope for early if this man can get in the weight room and get right. But you gotta obviously can't let him go. But it's almost like he's sabotaging his own stock. Yeah. Because you're supposed to be this expert, and these guys are playing so bad. How is anybody else going to come and hire you and take you off our hands? You almost went to the Rams a couple of years ago. That was documented. Yeah. Think Sean McVay's going to give him a call again? Sean McVay said, I got enough from Tallahassee. It's called Braden Fisk and Jerry Verse. I want no other bullshit down there. Click. Yeah. That's it. So in terms of Atkins, we talk about coaches that we want to see and want to see stay and go. If he stays, man, it's going to be we're going to have the same conversation again. Yeah. So I don't know if there's a way for him to get another job. It might have to be lower. I think like I said, he might have sabotaged his stock. Maybe he goes to a mid-major school, whatever the situation may be. And that might help us. We bring somebody that's young, energetic. They don't even have to be young and energetic. Is Trickett dead? I might go bring Trickett. Bring him from the ground, man. Bring him off the ground. Man.
Yeah, coach, give me an old head. I need an old head.
You need an old head. Well, if that's the case, then you probably need to look into the strength conditioning with an old head. Give me someone off of that. I think who was it? The Hatch. The Hatch. Oh, you want the guy from yeah. I got you.
Kentucky strength and conditioning coach. One thing Kentucky do not do is they don't get bullied. They may lose, but they don't get bullied. They always physical. Give me Kentucky strength and conditioning coach.
I can see that.
They a premium for it, man.
Yeah, it's a premium.
And he make half of what Josh Storms make.
That's true. I would touch on something else. Let's see. Throughout the staff. Now I'm gonna ask this question. because we touched on Atkins, we touched on Dugans, but does the stink go above the coaching staff? That's a good question. Because if we ask ourselves an honest question here, we've seen the unsteadiness with this coaching staff, Willie's coaching staff, Jimbo's coaching staff, and the latter years of Bobby. It's well documented. A lot of shit Bobby wanted, he didn't get because people were in the offices content. They settled for this shit. Why we're winning, so why we need to do this? Bobby wanted this before Nick even wanted it and had it built in Alabama. All of the IPF and the football only facility type shit. Bobby was already on that shit a century ago. Latter years of the 90s going into the 2000s. He was already on that type time, but everybody was complacent. Then we get into Jimbo. Jimbo battle with administration, boosters, all of this for different things. Now we know Jimbo had his ways and he an asshole, but it's well documented what I said. I want a motherfucker as a coach. If he got to be a little bit of an asshole or a motherfucker, then that's what we need, and that's what we need. Jimbo just saw the future, and he was trying to carry Florida State into that future. He got pushed back because of it for other circumstances. Then we get into Willie. We know there were some things in the background that we can say Willie wasn't right for certain things, but two things could be true.
Yeah,
motherfuckers was handicapping Willie in some ways also. That's just B100.
Yeah,
and then we get into this Mike shit, and we still got the same thing. So what's the constant there? The constant is in the coaching of the staff. It's the fucking boosters and the administration. The older head, exactly.
You got to pay the player. Simple as that. You get a Cal Kennard walk in your door, you don't let him leave. Whatever that man is worth, you pay him what he worth. You see what he's doing now, you should have paid him what he worth. Simple as that. You want to pay for, you want to bargain shop at Goodwill, you get Goodwill shit. You want to go to Norm Stores, baby, you got to pay for that shit. That's just that. We went bargain shopping at Goodwill and we got a bunch of shit. It's just that simple. That's what's on the football field right now. You bargain shop and you got shit and you putting out shit on the field.
Wait, man. I thought y'all want to get invited to the cookout. I guess not, right?
Hey, we here. Logo matters.
Nigga, fuck that cookout, nigga.
Yeah, I thought
cookout.
I need a dog as a coach. I need not a dog.
I need a dog.
When you're dealing with White in 2024, you got to be a dog. Point blank.
Hey,
players, coach. I'm not.
Can I ask you a question?
Your job is to get to the next level,
get
to the person to get the fuck out my program. It's just that simple. I'm tired of hearing
that.
Go. I'm tired of
short.
What you got, Steve? 438 going on, man.
I'm gonna let him cook. This is for 438. This is for 438.
Go ahead, cook, man.
This is for 438.
Yeah, it is whooping his ass. It is.
I'm with you. I'm with you on this.
Yeah, like come on.
When you seen that Texas Georgia game and you see Kirby going off at the ref doing all of this,
motherfucking coach.
When you see him spazzing out after the game, Ryan Day try to cheat us. That's
Ryan Day told Jim Knowles either get that shit together or you gone. Simple. Point blank period, dude. This is the logo matters too fucking much to let this shit be 1-6, 1-7. Nigga, we are Florida fucking State. Do you not we not no fuck? This not Memphis. And I think this man need to get in his fucking head like, bro, you are at Florida State because it's garden and gold here. It's not blue and fucking silver. It's garden and gold here. I need you to act like this shit. You get what I'm saying? Like 3 national titles or shit ton of ACC championships.
We set trends.
The average is the lowest minimum. A bad season at Florida State is 8-4, 8-5, 7-9-4. That's a bad season for us. We tripping, we complaining. Like what the fuck? That's what I'm starting to think. The 13-1 season was just, he lucked up on some shit. Like Sonny Dykes. Sonny Dykes just lucked up on some shit and went 13-1. But I'm like, Mike without Jordan Travis, this is who he is. Remember, he tried to run with one-legged Mackenzie fucking Milton.
Yeah,
that's
true. He even rode Tate out there against Jacksonville State the first time.
Exactly.
Then he rolled him out there. I think Jordan was a little banged up, but he had to bring Jordan in just so we could win that game.
Yeah. So I can't trust Mike talent. If look at Trooper Purdy, motherfucker, AJ fucking Duffy. What the fuck? Duffy probably in Arizona on the beach somewhere right now. What are we talking about? The players you called in to run the fucking program, man.
Let's put it this way. I think as a whole, from the boosters, administration, fan base, alumni, all that shit, we need to realize collectively that Florida State is a bad bitch. And when you got a bad bitches are always what? High maintenance.
High maintenance.
Always high maintenance. And if we want to sit here and treat a bad bitch like she ain't high maintenance, what's going to happen? She's going to fall apart and eventually going to leave. We're facing the death of a program the way we're operating. This is my opinion. People don't have to agree with it, but I'm like, it feels like this shit is on life support.
It is,
because you just crawled out of it 5 years ago, and within 2 years you're back in it. You shouldn't be at that point. It shouldn't be like this at this point. Now, two things can be true. I won't ever give over credence to saying that there is a balance. You do have to recruit portal, and you do have to recruit high school, and you have to be able to evaluate and develop. But we've already discussed where the problem is: evaluation and development with this staff, and then evaluation and progress with the administration is a problem.
We have
it's a problem.
Let me play devil's advocate here. I got two things.
Okay.
One, right? The worst thing about all this, like I said, is you've lost trust forever. Even if you keep Mike, we can be preseason #1 next year. People are like, man, you remember that 2024 season when they were ranked 10 and they went ahead and shit the bed? Now we don't trust that shit. The shit talking we're going to get from opposing fan bases, the lack of confidence we're going to have going into every game moving forward as Mike as a head coach. For the rest of his tenure, he's lost all goodwill. You talk about climbing up from 3 wins to 5 wins to this to that. That's over with, man. And you have the sad part about it is you have people that's on the precipice, because there's a lot of people on Twitter. Some people might be watching this show that talk a lot of shit about this program, but they don't donate a red penny, bro. They don't donate a red cent. So to be honest, Mike Novell, all that, they really don't give a fuck about you because you're not helping them. You just doing all this on Twitter. So there's people that see the climb, the 3 wins, the 5 wins, the 10 wins, the 13 wins, and they're on the precipice. They got their wallet out. They said, I'm about to drop the money. And you come out with this product, man. Yeah. Now it's fuck you, right? Now it's fuck you. Now I'm gonna keep this shit in my pocket, and now it's more of this. Yeah. Now it could be looked at both ways. Two things can be right. We do need more support from some of the other fans, but why am I gonna donate my money to something I don't believe in? You're not gonna buy from a company you don't trust in. Like
exactly.
Everybody worked too hard for their bread. So at this point, the trust and hope, the climb, that whole aura that he created is gone, man. We ain't even seen a climb episode in how long? That documentary shit over with, man.
They cut the comments off on the damn YouTube channel. You can't even comment on this shit no more. So that shows me you running and ducking. And to be honest, I mean, you running and ducking, and this shit is looking real 2017-ish. With the worst record.
If you just took it on the chin and say we fucked up. Yeah, I'm gonna be paying attention to those postseason conferences real soon.
I failed the fan base. I misevaluated some talent. Man, Jimbo would have kept it a buck. Jimbo would have told you, hey, I fucked up. I thought I had some guys that turned out to be them guys. Next year I'm gonna get it right. Like, you feel me? Don't be up here. Oh, I still believe in the team, and I still see the fight every day. What fucking fight? We lost the Duke. What fight did you see when we lost the Duke? And they ain't even they ain't even score an offensive touchdown. Like, I'm sick of the car salesman shit. He a shady car salesman. That's all I'm looking at. Mark Novell's a shady car salesman.
Is there a way to think? Shout out to Keith, man.
Keith, man. Shout out my boy Keith.
Hey, like my boy. Shout out Keith.
That truck on the road. Make sure them boys ain't on you, man. Chapo gonna call you. But anyway, is there any chance that maybe this is a is there an opportunity at all that maybe this is a one-off, like the Brian Kelly situation where he's winning, goes 4-8 that 1 year at Notre Dame, fires everybody and restarts it up, and still considered one of the top coaches in college football? Is there a possibility that this is a one-off?
I'll answer that question. My opinion is Brian Kelly was at Notre Dame. We all know Notre Dame is entrenched in the very fabric of college football. So not only do they have money, they got the church's money, they got the parking lot money, they got the whole house money, whatever you want to put it out there. They got everybody's money to make those changes. So they don't have to necessarily be all in. Global brand. You know, if they just get half of their fan base or their alumni, that's more. For Florida State, for where we're at, we got bread, but we have to be completely all in from the Micanopes down to just us common Joe fan. You know, where we're giving our time, our capital, whatever it is. I think that's what it takes. I think we all have to be on that all in mode. We have to recruit like we all in. Basically, when Kirby showed up at Georgia in 2016. Georgia said they changed the way they were approaching it. I'm not using Georgia as a total measuring stick. It's even Alabama. When Nick showed up, it wasn't only the coach that came in with a different mindset. It was the fan base and most importantly, the alumni and administration said, we no longer want to be meaty fucking ochre. We no longer want to have these subpar seasons. And I'm going to speak to that. I hear a lot of people in the fan base that accept this shit. I hear a lot of people in the fan base, and I'm going to go on my rant, in the fan base that always puts us as a second-class fucking program to programs like Georgia and everybody else just because that's what's winning now. When they don't understand that the very fabric of those programs and where they're at now, the blueprint was taken from our fucking coach, was taken from our GOAT. We gotta understand it. You gotta know your history and respect what we mean when we say to respect the logo. You don't think that Kirby didn't learn some shit from fucking Bobby and Mickey, not only Nick, before he carried that shit to Georgia? Come on, man. Let's be 100. Nick had interactions with Bobby well before he took the goddamn job. He had interactions with the mat drills and all of that shit. It's documented if you know where to look. For real. I've heard other players say it. It's the truth, man. I'm just going to keep it a bean with you, man. Respect the logo as a fan base. Our standard, the standard is the fucking standard. And we're going to keep this shit 100. But you got something you want to add, Breezy?
All right, I'm back. My bad. I had a little technical difficulties. My fucking mic went dead.
You good.
Nah, you good. Nah, I think the problem with the fan base is that they think it's just Mike. They think all the blame is just on Mike. Well, Mike brought this in, Mike did that, but I don't think they realize it's all three levels. We've been saying this shit. For the past couple of weeks, we've been saying this shit. The coaching staff, the players, and the people in the offices, bro. And I got a feeling like it don't really matter what coach we get, even if we keep Mike. I feel like the people behind the doors that's holding the bag and signing this shit off, they're going to do the same shit. You said it before. They did it with Bobby. They did it with Jimbo. They doing it with Mike. They did it with Willie. What you got?
Nah, because to touch on Breezy point, the boosters are actually spending the money, but the boosters are saying, hey, you need to pick one because you give them asset money to lacrosse, softball, basketball, funding baseball stadiums, funding a new stadium. Well, pick one. So if you're going to be like most schools are, okay, the football is our main revenue. I'm all in on the football. You get what I'm saying? So the boosters don't have no problem spending the money. It's the fucking general manager who thinking, well, hey, I can get somebody else to do this for cheaper. And it's not like that. You get what I'm saying? Like sometimes you have to pay for that talent. You have to pay for that talent. It's just that simple. That's why you think we get guards to try to get them a tackle, because the average high school tackle, porter tackle going for $800,000, 1.1 million, 1.5 million, and we not paying that price tag. We on some bargain shopping and shit. Okay, well I can get a guard with some good size, trust my teaching, and turn him into a tackle instead of like a big boy program. And fuck it, I'm gonna spend the money and do what I got to do regardless to make this shit elite. I don't think Florida State understand. The more elite you are, the more revenue for you. The bargain shopping and shit don't cut it. Just be fucking elite. You get more fans, you get more revenue, you get more donations out the fans. You get what I'm saying? But the shit just backwards as fuck. You get Cal Kennard in there, you lowball them. You putting a bad taste in everybody's mouth, especially when it comes to recruiting. If I was recruiting, why a lot of kids don't Florida State, because we known as a cheap school. The word around town when it comes to kids, I deal with a lot of kids all the time, is we a cheap ass school. Them boys down south ain't got no problem getting recruits. They gonna pay for them.
Yeah.
Them boys in Gainesville, they want you, they gonna pay for you. Florida, how the fuck is Florida sitting at looking way better than us, and they schedule is fucking hell?
Yeah.
And they future looking way brighter than us.
That's true. That's definitely true. You mentioned one name. Throw out the name of the tackle that came down from Indiana. You know, Smith. His PFF grade, he's one of the highest PFF grades in the Big Ten in pass blocking alone. And left tackle.
Not all from his number.
You got his number. Not only that, the boy flew down to Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Flew down for the visit and was ready to fucking commit.
So that's why I be so when the people watching this, they thinking, oh, no, listen, your GM and the people they fucking you, they fucking the program, the people who you donate. So don't blame Ingram.
No,
Ingram got
get that out there. Get it out there.
Got
Yeah.
the money, so we can't sit up here blaming the battles in and all that.
He only do what he told.
Whoever. But when you got somebody, when you got an administrator that we don't need this guy. I can get somebody else to do it for cheaper and shit. You get what I'm saying? No disrespect to like a Marvin Jones Jr., but he not no Cal fucking Kennard. You could let that motherfucker. You feel me? Like he not his daddy. Sometimes you gotta realize that. They're like, okay, it's cool. I'm going to get Cal Kennard, and we'll rock with that.
Yeah. All right. So since we did a little bit of talking about what we see as the problems, any solutions? Let's start on the offensive side of the ball, because that seems the most dire right now. Let's start with the line or our OC. Y'all, I mean, you know me. I'm going to throw it out there. I've been a big advocate. I'll shout out Mike B. Shout out Mike. We threw out shout out 3-6 because he put it out there on his show. I've been go to tally for a minute. We all know that he is a hot commodity, so that bag number is about to go up for him. I've heard other names like Mike Shanahan, who's the OC at Indiana, Cade Bell, who's the OC for whatever reason was thrown out. That's the OC at Pitt now. Yeah. I look at their track record and their experience and even their recruiting prowess, and it doesn't measure up to Brennan Marion. I mean, I'm pretty much locked in on the go-go offense and the dynamic of that, the playbook and the things he could do is simple. It's not reliable on a certain personnel. Of course, anybody that you get, you're gonna have to fix the line first. But Breezy, you got any names you can throw out there?
It's over for the go-go, man. It's over.
He's gone. He ain't coming. Oklahoma.
He ain't coming. But now to touch on what 438 was saying about like us being cheap, bruh, we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do. Mike, Alfred, and Norvell, they're going to have to sit down and really clean this whole house up, bro. For real. And start with the coaching staff. The OC, the DC, linebacker coach, tight end coach. Get them niggas out of there, man. I'm sorry, right?
We need an elite staff.
We won 6 right now. This shit ass. I'm sorry, but got a clean house, bro. The tight end coach, like what? Tell me what the tight end coach do. Can somebody tell me what he do, bro?
Because to be honest, Jaheim Bell regressed when he came to Florida State.
Bro, the tight end still can't block. I'm trying to figure out what he do.
They can't even catch. Besides Amari Woods, but that's natural talent. But
to add into something with that, Thompson has also had history as being an offensive line coach. So you technically got 2 offensive line coaches plus analysts that work on that same position. And you still seeing this.
I need a real O-line coach. Give me somebody from the league, bro.
Give me somebody from the league. Take the D-line route, man. Go get me NFL eyes.
I got you.
Because think about it, bro. What Atkins really did when he been here, bro? I'm like, bro, niggas be making excuses for this nigga, son. And that shit mid, bro. I'm sorry, son. That shit mid, my nigga. You feel me? But we're going to have to figure out on the defensive side what we're going to do, too.
Yeah, we know the linebacker position. There's questions now, even with Surtain. You know, the Adam Fuller question. It's just too many. It's so many question marks.
Yeah, I don't think Surtain will be here next year.
Yeah, I think he may be moving on because of progress. It's progress. I think it's progress. He's going to get a higher position, maybe a DC, maybe a head coach. You don't know. You know, his name is being dropped because his alma mater now fired their coach, who ironically is a Mike guy, who was a coach under Mike at one point at Memphis, Will Howard, I think is his name. Just touching on that, you know, the whole Fuller thing, me personally, I've already spoken on that with Fuller. I don't like the system. I don't like the scheme. I like much more of an attacking scheme.
I like an attack scheme. Let's attack the ball.
Yeah.
We not I come from Mickey. I ain't with that bend over.
The linebackers, that's consensus. We all know that shit's gone. Whether we were 6-0 or 1-6, you know, 7-0, 1-6, we know that shit's cleaned up. We know that's gonna be a new position. So there's no reason to really beat the dead horse about that. It's we know Odell's situation, that's up in the air also.
It's time for Odell to go on and get on his fishing boat, drink a little yak, and go and ride off into the sunset, my boy. It's time. You gave
Appreciate you.
Into the game.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You can't outright the game. The game's still gonna be time for Odell to hang it up.
Father Time whoops everybody's ass eventually. Undefeated.
You could put him somewhere on the staff though. Like you could put him somewhere, but coaching.
Nah, yeah, it's time for get some young guys on that D line. You get them our defensive talent. Got no moves, no swim moves, no nothing.
Yeah.
You just hands on guys, and that's what it is.
He said, "Put your hands on it."
Well, we're gonna transition. I see Steve must have to step away for a moment, but we're gonna transition into our picks, what we call our chop locks of the week. I think you had who had the GT. Trying to remember, I'll touch on my games, and each one of y'all could touch on y'all's. I don't know the point spreads because I don't do this, but I just do the straight up. I'm taking UNLV to upset Boise State in this situation. I think it's a home game for them. It's going to be interesting to see Genty go off. I think UNLV's defense, I like the energy that they play with, but they do play, I think, a 3-man front typically. So I can see Genty getting his numbers, but Boise losing in a close one. Pitt and Syracuse. I'm going to watch this one real close simply because I want to see a little bit more about what Pitt's offense is. I do like what Syracuse's coach is doing up there. He's cut off that Kirby tree, which is cut off that Saban tree. So he's already putting Syracuse and building them with a physical and that type of mentality. And then the other game is Ole Miss, Oklahoma. Oklahoma just fired their OC, so y'all pretty much told me some shit dead. I'm pretty much thinking that's where it's headed. But I got Ole Miss here. I think the whole Venable shit may be in question at this point with what they got going on over in Oklahoma. I don't think it's just an offensive situation. The defense is solid, but I just think it's too many things. They got quarterback situations. If you're not consistent there, you got two, you got none. That's what Bobby used to say. Yeah. I think Ole Miss gets it together here. But if each one of y'all can touch on y'all games that y'all had specifically what you wanted to talk about with the locks.
Shit, I got Ohio State winning by 25 over Nebraska, and also be on the lookout if they lose this game. Matt Rule might be on his way out the door. So, that's some big things for Dylan Raiola. I also have Marcus Freeman and Notre Dame beating Navy by 13. I like that. Marcus Freeman played good defense. They're not going to allow Navy to get off on them and all that. And they also going to eat the clock, put points on the board. So I like the game to finish, 28 in Notre Dame.
Okay. We got to rename this segment for 438, man, because this is his expertise. The money on for the fun.
So there we go. And it will be up there the next time.
I take Colorado with the money line. I most definitely take that game to go over. Because Cincinnati can score some points and Colorado going to have to score some points. So I take Colorado with the money line and I take the over.
Awesome. What you got, Breeze? Oh, Steve, you can go up. We'll work our way up.
Yeah, I don't have any faith in Brent Pry and Virginia Tech, even though they're at home. I believe they're a double-digit favorite. At the very least, I see if Virginia Tech does win, it being maybe a field goal type game, maybe 4 points. But I got Georgia Tech in on the upset. There's a lot of momentum going in that program right now. I think they can go into Virginia Tech and win. It's not the previous regime. What's buddy's name? It's not Frank Beamer's Virginia Tech Hokies by all means by any stretch. I think the other game I had was BYU UCF. We get to see what Ja'Cory Brown gets to do with the keys to the car. But like you said, a lot of quit watch going on down there. So BYU should, with a lot of momentum that they've got going on, they'll probably win that game by a lot. And then of course LSU Texas A&M is the one that I circled. I feel like there's been a lot of big games, big matchups, a lot of attention put in certain matchups, SEC-wise in the last few weeks between Georgia and Alabama, as well as Georgia and Texas. And we've been seeing these two teams kind of skirt under the radar. Now they're in the limelight. So if we're gonna talk about the limelight and Texas A&M don't go together. It's oil and water. They shit the bed every time. They're gonna piss down their leg. Not really an athlete. Moment was too big. LSU big on this one, man. I like LSU to win by at least 10 points on the road at Texas A&M in College Station. And fuck those weirdos, those weird cheerleaders that they have over there.
Motherfucker, weird as hell, boy.
Yeah, they weird. Man, them folks wearing assless chaps and all of that shit. Well,
I just gotta say, if you're an elite player in the state of Texas with all the options you have, And I understand Texas A&M's got the bag, man. There's a lot of oil money, agriculture money, I get it. But you go on a visit and you see these milkmen dressed up in these outfits and doing them weird ass chants and all that, and you're gonna say, "This is where I'm gonna spend the next 3 to 4 years." There got to be something wrong with you, man. Von Miller, I'm judging you, man. A lot of these guys, there's got to be something up with you.
Von Miller.
There's got to be something wrong with you, man.
Then they say it ain't shit out there between there and what Houston. It said ain't nothing out there. You go out there out of the middle of nowhere, and then it's like going to Chicago. You 60 miles out, you see the Sears Tower. It's like you see that stadium out of nowhere. Yeah, it's nothing but fucking tumbleweeds and dust. Well, what you got, Breezy, on your games?
Shit, I gotta start it off with Cincinnati, man. Popping Colorado. Straight like that, you feel me? But then after that, I got LSU with Texas A&M. I got LSU winning that, and then I got Vandy popping Texas. I think they might pop.
Hold up, man. Hold down, man.
No, that Alabama shit was different. No, there was so many circumstances of why they beat Alabama, man. It was so much to that.
Hey, take Texas with the spread.
Take Texas to roll that shit, bro.
Fun for your fun,
yeah, bro. You better take Texas. Texas about to beat the shit out of Vandy.
All right, we're gonna come back to this. We're
gonna come back to it.
Texas by 30. Take it and run with it.
By 30.
Run with it. We're gonna make sure we say yo to one of the ladies in the Florida State fan base. What's up, Smooch? Shout out to Miss Tanya lady. Get on your job. She must be on her break. Shout out to the rest of the family. Appreciate No Nation. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure once again to like, share, and subscribe. That shit is free. Be on the lookout for more stuff for us. It's just our first episode. We're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to keep this shit raw and uncut. We ain't going to mind our manners with a lot of shit we say. We'll be cordial, but we'll also be goddamn nasty when we have to. When we see shit out of line, we call it out. It is what it is. We appreciate everybody. Thank you for chopping it up with the chat, chopping it up with the daily. Appreciate you. Peace.
We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive.